Welcome back YouTube, Harry here, known as CHoCH, and in this video we're going to look at CHoCH or CHoCH, whatever you want to call it, but I think it's pronounced CHoCH, and it stands for change of character. And I've seen this term float around the internet for some time, and I thought I'd make a video on it because it's something we see a lot in trading price action and can be useful to understand that, if we're coming in a downtrend and we have downtrends of course zigzag and they make lower lows and lower highs, where we're going to get that lower high. So that CHoCH change of character is going to help us establish that, okay, I think this is the point where that lower high is going to come in, and this is where price has found a resistance for us to continue down bearish. So I think it's quite a useful thing, and I'm going to show you a simple way and how to apply it into your trading, and the pros and cons of using it, and it'll be probably a good skill to add and something that you might not have noticed. I also want to differentiate it to break of structure, because break of structure can be different than what this is, because this is more orientated for lower time trading. So with that being said, let's get straight into this video and talk about it and explain what it is. So as always guys, before we start the video, can you please leave a like and subscribe if you're new. Comment down below anything you want me to answer, or your opinion of what you think of this video, or any future videos you want to see. Also in the description is some free groups that you can join if you have any questions, and it's a safe haven of the Forex industry. No judgment. This is a place for you guys to see my analysis, ask questions and chat to me basically. So please join that. So I put a lot of work into my channel and trying to help you guys and post out a lot of content. So even just leaving that small like really helps grow this channel to get the content to more people, because there's a lot of fake content out there when it comes to trading Forex, and I don't like that, and I want people to actually be educated and learn in methods that are proven to work and some concepts that they can take with them, not someone trying to push them to buy a course. So with all of that out the way, let's get into what this is about. So essentially what this is when we have a sharp move to the upside like so, and then we come down, make something like this, and then that is considered the change of character. But the change of character has to come when you get a sharp move towards the upside, right? So if we're coming in an uptrend, and I'll show you what it looks like, right? So let's say we're coming in an uptrend, something like this. So we're coming in an uptrend, and then here at the top of the trend here, we get something that looks like that, boom, and then we see this. This is the change of character. Break of structure would come here. This is where a break of structure, because this is your high, this is your lower high, higher high, and higher low, right? So this is your structure. This will be your break of structure. So this point here, basically where the arrow is going to be your change of character, right? So we can mark that out as they like to write, CHoCH, right? So that's going to be your change of character right somewhere around here, right? And that's mediated by what people can call either a liquidity grab or a sharp move to the upside. Or for me, this is of course grabbing some type of liquidity for price to move, but what this is essentially is a sharp rejection. So we know we have, okay, this point here is being sharply rejected, so we can expect a downside move. But this becomes very, very powerful when trading with the trend. Many people use this for counter trend trading, but again, what can happen here is that we can get this move like this, right? And what can end up happening is we come here, we do the change of character, but then we just level out at the lows here, find support, and then continue bullish, right? So then essentially you're trying to trade this move here when you could have caught this whole move here. And that's what becomes the problem when you try counter trend. But when you're trading the trend, it's very useful to find the lows like this, right? Because on the lower time frame, let's say this is a 15-minute time frame here, right? This is your 15-minute. Let's say that this is on the 5-minute, this is going to be a small uptrend, or let's say, or if this is the 1 hour time frame, right? So if this is the 1 hour time frame, on the 5-minute, this is going to be a small uptrend, and this is going to be a small uptrend, right? But the problem is that how are we going to establish when that uptrend is going to, put in a higher low? Is when we can get a change of character somewhat like this, boom. Okay, we understand from this point here, we can start to take longs. So let me draw out an example. We can have a look at that. So let's clear all of this here, make it nice and clean. So we can have a look at a good example as of in an uptrend, for example. So here, to give you an example, I've drawn a realistic uptrend where we would see, with these are like one candle pullbacks, and then we see it continue up. Now you've come to the charts, and in your head, you're like, all right, today we're bullish, daily candles bullish. We have the 4-hour candle printing bullish. I need to look for buys today, and now it's coming close to your session, and you see price start to pull down like this, right? And you see there's a minor support here, so we can expect a reaction from this point here to continue bullish. But what you end up seeing here is you have your 30-minute, 1 hour candle all bearish, right? But then you just see here a 15-minute candle print bullish like this, right? And on the lower time frame, it's just, you know, 3 5-minute candles printing bullish, right? No indication, just 3 5-minute candle printing bullish on the lower time frame, right? But on the 15-minute, it equates to one candle. So the candle closes, you decide to take a position here, target the highs, and you put your stops for some reason very close towards the lows here, which it should be below at least this structure or that. But anyways, let's say you took the trade like this. Now you see price. What ends up happening is that price comes up here, rejects, and then takes you out stop loss. And you think, why did I go wrong? Price created support. Yes, this is where change of character can become very, very useful, right? So let's say that now what we saw is that we saw, so let me remove this and remove the drawing of the candle. So now let's see we get something like this. So we come back to these lows here and we see price reject this low nicely. This is the first sign here. Now this entitles the 15-minute candle to close bullish here. So now we're having a 15-minute after rejecting these lows. You see, we get a nice wick like this, a strong rejection saying, oh, okay, this is something I need to, the chart is telling you wake up. It's very juicy to see a long wick rejection here. Now what we see is we see price come down here and then create a support. Boom. And now price continues up bullish like this. And this is exactly where your change of character is. And this is where it becomes very, very, very powerful. Now, a lot of people won't teach you this online. They'll keep it for, you know, their course or whatever. But basically, this is how you would get the reversal, is because price, okay, showed you it created a support, right? And this is where people don't teach you about price action and where it's very simple. So this part here, price is creating a support, right? Okay. Now, your change of character will be as it breaks this line. So we can mark this here. So that's your change of character right here, right? And this area here, price is basically closing a 15-minute candle here bullish now, right? So that's your bullish candle. Then a 15-minute candle on the lower time frame is going to be, maybe you get a 15-minute candle closing bearish, or you on the lower time frame you get 2 5-minute candles closing bearish, and then you get a bullish candle breaking this structure. Now that reversal pattern there is going to show you that, okay, this is your support candle, right? So this is your support candle, right? This is showing that price created a support, and then this candle here is showing you that price is creating a higher support on the lower time frames, and that's when you're going to get the move, right? So essentially it's creating a higher low after creating a support candle, right? So most people will take it just after the candle creates support, but this is more confirmation, because then you don't get price just coming down and taking you out. You get a higher low, which could be on a 15-minute candle, and then you can take it to retest these highs, or you can take it if it does something like that. That's a change of character again. So now that that's explained, let's go on to the charts and let me show you some real life examples, just so you know it can be a lot more clear. And this also works, by the way, if on a downtrend, right? So we're coming on a downtrend like this, price comes up to this, shows you a sharp rejection, right? Sharp rejection, boom, and then this would be your entry here, right? So this is your entry. So same thing on a downtrend here, and then price continues down. So let's go have a look at real life examples here. As you can see what I wrote. Actually, you know what? I don't know why I'm doing it the long way. There we go. All right, so we can look at the 15-minute, right, for some change of characters. Here's a very clear one. Easy change of character here. Here's your downtrend. Everyone would be short from this area here, but this is not much information. We come here into about Asian session. This is here. Then we get this boom, sharp change of character here. Most people now will either take longs, so they're like, oh, I'm gonna long, and they're gonna be in longs. But remember, we're in a downtrend here. Yes, price did close above structure. It did close above structure here, and yes, I'll give you that. But that doesn't mean, this is where people most get caught out in fake outs, is because, you know, they think, oh, okay, fine, price is gonna continue up bullish now, but we're on a downtrend. Why are you trying to catch a reversal? Buys only make sense above the second structure here, or if we see a change of character, which we didn't, right? And that's also a change of structure, right? So if we saw this come and do something like that, All right, there's your buys. Or here, you know, that's more risky, but your buys are above there, especially when we get above here, right? So that's why those buys didn't work. Now what we see is, okay, we see, boom, here's your confirmation, right? And there's your change of character. So if we go on a 5 minute, you'll see what I mean. It will be exactly what I drew, and you see exactly here, right? Boom, move up, boom, there's your move, right? And where's your entry gonna be? There's your change of character right here, right? Here's your resistance candle, here's your support, right, showing you, and then breaking that support. So that's your extra confirmation, also known as change of character, for price to continue down bearish. And we can see some more examples on the 15-minute time frame here. But you know, when you're learning this, you want to keep on one time frame. Don't try confuse, and don't lower time frames are going to be less confirmation. So I definitely recommend that you use one time frame when doing this, especially when you're learning. So here you see an uptrend here, and we're obviously bearish on the higher time frame. This is just a pullback. Boom, sharp move to the upside, harsh rejection, wait for the change of character, and then boom, you get the downside, right? So there's the change of character, entry below somewhere here, boom, you get the rejection towards the downside. I will not count this. This is a news move here, so that doesn't count. But we can look for more changes of character. Here's a good one here. So we're at the lows here, price comes down here, boom, sharp rejection, fake out, closes back, boom, support, continue up bullish, continues this. But again, we're on a downtrend, that's why it's very short lived. And then price was a bit messy here, and we had a lot of news events, so it's not going to be very accurate here when we have news events. But again, this is a nice one here. Most people take a short on this candle here, but this is not enough continuation, because confirmation, because you've been going bullish since your whole session, right? So if this is your whole session, you've been bullish, boom, you get the move down, and then the change of character right here, right? So that's the change of character, you get that move, and then once it breaks that, that's your change of character after that sharp rejection. Now, most people say change of character, you need a wick, but I don't really see a need always for a wick. A wick just shows you more rejection, right? Because wicks are a sign of rejection. But if you're counter trend trading a wick, it's very dangerous, because if you have a wick and the trend is up, let's say this was an uptrend, that wick can get filled, right? So check out my video about wick fills versus reversals. That's a very good, and I'll link that up here somewhere. And that's basically it. I mean, it's pretty simple here. And it's a good skill to know about, you know, support and how that breaks, and how you can continue a move down and yeah, continue the trend. Basically, it's giving you that extra confirmation. So it's a good concept, and something showing you rejection, and it's just putting a name behind something we use common when trading price action. So yeah, I hope this video helps, and you know, is more advanced market structure here. And just to differentiate, to wrap this all up, this is not the same as break of structure, because break of structure would be below your main swing point. So this is your swing low, right? S low, and this is your swing high, right? So your structure break, this is your structure break, right? But again, since we're on a downtrend, we're trying to look for when price is going to reverse, and this is giving us confidence that this is the reversal point, right? We actually had a very similar trade last London session, right? So if we look at what happened last London session, and you can see, let's go to the most recent London session. Where was London? London, somewhere around here. Yeah, this should be it. Was it around here? Where are we? Yeah, this was it here. So we had a resistance here. Price kept failing to close above this resistance, rejection. Just before London, you see that wick towards the upside, showing you one last rejection, and then you know, you break the structure here. But this is not, you know, price could have easily react at this low here, right? Your actual break of structure comes below this area. This is a break of structure. This is the change of character right here, right? This is where the character is changing, and this is when you can look to test this area and see what happens, right? So you can look for this area to break and see what happens. And based on your higher time frame thought analysis, and based on these rejections. But the break of structure actually comes below here on this current time frames, because that's your last relevant structure, right? If price found support here, you can bet yourself it would have tested the highs, and if it closed above, it would have continued up bullish. But with that being said, guys, take care, trade sharp, and until next time, peace.